Hello and welcome to my channel, my space to journal my days, to reflect and be thankful. My journey is an ordinary girl, one in a million in this so ordinary world, but aiming for the extraordinary. My thoughts for today, a new page I now create. Welcome to Slim's Diary. Gone too soon. I'm just sitting here reflecting, my thoughts all over the place, just thinking, wondering, with so many questions. Thinking, dear diary, this past week and a half has been fraught with sad news. News that's made me stop and ponder ever so often, wondering in my heart and questioning the point of life. What's the point of all the pain? What's the point of all the heartache? What's the point of all the struggles and the push to achieve great and mighty things? Great and mighty things from whose perspective anyway? That's a question for another day. What's the point in achieving so much and not being able to eat of the fruit of your labor? If you knew from the very beginning how much time you had on earth, would that have an impact on your drive towards your achievements, either positively or negatively? Life, they say, is very fickle. Another very true word. One moment you're here and the next you're gone. One moment you're fine, healthy as sunshine and rain, and the next moment the darkness overshadowing your life could be so thick it's choking you. The kids are back to school and all is going well on that front, except for one news. News that shook even the children, young and old. We received the news from school a few days ago. One of the teachers who've been with the school for almost 30 years had suddenly passed away. I'd seen her just last week and she'd mentioned she hadn't been well for a little while. She had skin cancer, but there wasn't really that much evidence of the illness on her. She'd been dedicatedly coming into school and doing what she's loved doing and has been doing for so long, more than half her time here on earth. JJ said he saw her on Friday. This was after I saw her. And the next thing, we got an email from school saying she'd passed on. She was expected in school that morning to teach her primary 3 class, as she's done for so long. But she never came in. She'd passed on the night before. She was one of those people that found a niche quite early and stuck to it. For as long as I can remember, she's always taught primary 3. Always taught primary 3, helping the kids transition and prepare as they go into primary 4, which is totally different from their first 3 years in school. She was a no-nonsense teacher, very big on discipline in her classroom, and the kids loved her. I remember praying for both David and Debbie to get into her class when they were going into primary 3. And they did. She was very good with them, bringing out the very best in them with loads of patience that even I marveled. Her funeral was today, and as expected, the room was full despite social distancing restrictions. Even students who had left for high school came to pay their last respects. Around the same time, the death of Chadwick Boseman hit our screens. I am so shocked at how sick he was, but still managed to grace our screens with so much joy and gusto in the movies he featured in these last 4 years. He was one actor I loved and admired. I was really touched by his death. He never let on to how sick he was, giving his best and setting very high standards for all around him and giving the world so much. He knew how ill he was. He knew he possibly didn't have much time left on earth, but he yet kept pushing and kept giving. My guess is at this point, it wasn't anymore about the money. It wasn't about the fame, but about doing the best with the opportunity given to him and leaving a legacy. And then closer to home, I got news of the passing away of a friend of ours. We both had our kids days apart, and that kind of brought us close. The boys became close friends until she moved. She moved to a different part of the city. She moved a few years later, not long after the kids were born, and we kind of lost touch. I got to hear what she was up to every now and then. She just completed a PhD in medicine and traveled to be with family as they celebrated her mom's birthday. And she died in her sleep. No indication whatsoever that anything was amiss. Just like that. Just like that. Leaving behind a young child who's barely in his teens. Through thick and thin, she persevered to complete her PhD and only just did so. She never got to use a degree. She had so much to offer. One of the most loving and kind-hearted people I know, focused on doing her own bit for this world. What this has just brought home to me again is that we haven't got much time and we never know which will be our last day. So whatever I want to do, I need to stop thinking about it and start doing it. So I live a purposeful life. And while I'm at it, I try to put a smile on the faces of everyone I come across, no matter how small the smile is. I just give every day my best shot, really. That's what I'm going to be doing. God help me. God help me. God help me.